This video is a little bit different. There's a bit of a story to this, and the last bit of it's a bit of fun as well. Hey up YouTube! Well, good morning YouTube. It's not good morning, it's good night actually, and I'm going to get on that shortly. Well, shortly another hour. It's 8:10 and my plane goes at 9:45, so I've got another hour and a half. I've been here since half 12, 1 o'clock. Yeah, about 1 o'clock. About 1:15. It's because I had to check out the hotel at 12 and my flight was 9:45. So I could have, to be fair, I could have stayed in the hotel, air conditioning and mess around on computer or whatever, but I just wanted to get here thinking, oh, I'll offer somewhere comfy to sit and a bit of air conditioning in here, and it's fucking red hot. So I'm in Veracruz, and this is my last day in Mexico. So I go from here, I fly to, it's like an hour and a half. It's probably actually just an hour. So I fly into Mexico City, and then from Mexico City, about 2.5 hours later, or an hour and a half, whatever it is, 1:30 in the morning, I fly to Panama, and then I have a couple of hours there, or an hour and a half there, and then I fly from Panama to Cartagena in Colombia, and I should be there about 12 hours from now. Yeah, I think I get there about 9 o'clock or something like that. So I get to Cartagena at about 9 o'clock. So I've got to find a SIM card to the airport, well, near the airport or somewhere around there. I'll get a taxi to a big supermarket, Mercado. Well, hopefully there's a cash point, because I ain't got no cash. I ain't got no Colombian pesos. So I'm just making this up as I go along, that's kind of the way. So we will see. Definitely we will see. So stupid me, when I was coming into Colombia, I picked my flights out, got my flights from Cartagena, which is fine, so I did that, and I got to Mexico City. Now the problem is I had to connect my connecting flight down to Panama and then over to Colombia. Now this was, I got into Mexico about 11:30 at night. By the time my last check-in was 12:30, so I had an hour, which is fine. So I had to find where I needed to go. Mexico City Airport is a nightmare. It's massive. It's just all over the place. So I ended up eventually finding it, and this was like 5 to 12, and then there were a queue, so I got to the desk about 12:10. Plenty of time. So he's going through, giving me passport, going through all the stuff, this, that and other, and you have to fill a form in, an online form, before you go into Colombia. Fine, so I did all that. I said, yeah, I've got all that. And he says, well, when are you leaving Colombia? And I says, oh, in about a month's time, because I'm driving down south. I've shipped my Land Rover in and I'm driving down south Colombia and then going out. into Ecuador. I said, all right, what dates? He said, I told him roughly the dates. I said, all right, yeah. Which is no good. I said, what? And I said, well, you need a flight out. You know, you need to fly out. You need to say where you're staying throughout your stay in Colombia, and you need a flight out. And I said, well, I'm driving out. And he says, no, you've got to have a flight out. And I said, well, because you're flying, you've got to have a flight out. Anyway, you talked to your supervisor. Said, oh no, you can't do that. You've got to fly out. And I said, well, I'm not flying out. I'm driving out. Blah blah blah. Which I knew all this. I knew all this before. I know the problem is with other people before. So, and I completely forgot about it. So, and by this time, this is like 12:15, and the flight in the checking in finishes in 15 minutes. So I said, well, what can you do? They said, well, we can't do anything, you're going to miss your flight. And I says, hang on a minute, so if I book a flight now, this very minute, I book a flight for a couple of weeks time, you'll accept that? She says, oh yeah, that's fine, but you've got 15 minutes. Fuck, you know. So I went to the side, so we served everybody else. And there's me panicking, you know, thinking, oh, fuck, you know, I forgot about this. So I had to book some flights. I had to book a flight, a one-way flight from Cartagena to Veracruz in Mexico in like 3 weeks' time. Oh, shit. So I did that, and it cost me like 400 quid. So I did that and got the confirm email and the paid, you know, the confirmed payment, blah blah blah. Went back to him, you know, and this was like we had minutes left. So I went back to him and says, look, this is the flight. They're just waiting for it to confirm now. I've paid, blah blah blah, and he checked the numbers and everything checked out. And luckily, he says, yeah, that's fine. He wrote all the numbers down. When I'll be leaving, blah blah blah. Anyway, but when I was leaving, blah blah blah, booked me onto the flight. You know, like I was the last one there, minutes to spare. So I did that, and you know, and I'm thinking, how fucking stupid of me. Because normally, every time I go into a different country, I always check a few days before what I need, which that's what you've got to do. And I knew exactly that I had to book a return flight. Now, it would have been a lot cheaper if I booked a return flight from Veracruz to Cartagena and back, because it's always cheaper booking a return. So, and what I did when I got to Cartagena, it would have been all right. I would have got into Colombia and I could have just cancelled it, the second half, and I would have got a bit of money back. So I ended up paying 450 quid for a one-way ticket to Mexico from Cartagena to Veracruz. And then, you know, they let me in the country, stamped me for 90 days, blah blah blah, and away I went, which was fine. So a couple of days later, I ended up cancelling a 450 quid plane ticket, and I got half of it back. So my stupid mistake is forgetting to book a return flight in the first place cost me an extra 250 quid. So I was lucky I had internet, because I was still in Mexico City. So I was lucky I had internet. But yeah, that was rather stressful with that. And I was also hungry as well, because I'd been the bit just before that you've just seen, because I'd been there for a long time in Veracruz airport. So anyway, so if you ever go to Colombia, make sure you get a return flight out of there. Even though you're going overland, make sure you get a return flight, and then you just cancel it. So my own stupid fault that cost me 250 or 200 quid, whatever it is. So and I'm going to, where am I going next? I don't know where I'm going next. Anyway, so that's my little escapade at like 12:30 at night. I think it was a Saturday night. Was it a Friday or Saturday night? So yeah, And the next bit of story that you're gonna watch now is a bit of fun. It's me out of because I had to take all the food out of the Land Rover to ship it for some stupid reason. So I managed to bring all the food in my bag on the flight, and some of it's like my emergency food, which is long life camp food. And I looked at the dates and it was out of date. So the next part of the video is me trying one of them. So right, hope you enjoyed that little story, and say be careful. See you in a bit. Bye bye. I'm bored. Anyway, I have a packet food here that has been all over Africa. And I went to Africa in 2016, so I bought it before I went to Africa. And the date that the date it expires was the 29th of the 8th, 2016, and it is now 2024. I've just checked their website, and it's a 4-year. They're supposed to last for 4 years, but I've just been googling, just because it's what to do. I've just been googling, and I can't be asked to cook now. So I have quite a few of these, various dates. Some of the other ones, I think this is the earliest one that I've got. My other ones are 2022, so they're only a couple of years out of date. But so I'll start with the oldest one first and just see. This is the oldest one. I've got a load of vegetable hot pots for some reason. I've no idea, because it's the only thing gluten free that they make, I suppose. So it's for 8 years out of date, and I've probably had it 10 years. At least I've had it 10 years. It has been all over Africa, because I bought a load of these before I went to Africa. So it's been all over. This is my room, by the way. I've been all over Africa with that, and then it's been in a Land Rover ever since as my emergency backup food for the last 8 years, or 10 years, well, probably 10 years, yeah. So I thought I'd try some. I had pasta last night because I don't have an oven at the minute. I don't have an oven here, so I can't really cook. I can have pasta and sauce and cheese, which I had that last night, and I don't want that again. So and it ain't going out. Being celiac is really difficult. So it's either this or cereal. So if this is shite, we shall have cereal instead. Mate, let's go and put kettle on. That looks alright. We'll see. Right, we wait 10 minutes and see, but I'm not holding much hope. I think it's a little too far out of date. Even this, you see that they've changed the packet since that one was made. They changed the packets to these. Same thing inside, but this is curry rice. But this is 2017. So they've changed it 2016. So I'm pretty sure most of this food that I bought is probably or emergency backup food is no good. I did buy a couple more in the States. I have some reasonably ones that are still in date, about 4 or 5 of them, but I need to get some more really. My idea is that if I'm desperate enough to eat them that are so far out of date, it's better than nothing. But then again, if you eat it, it makes you sick, and you're in the middle of nowhere, you're fucked. Right, can't put it off. Let's try it. So, doesn't look brilliant, but it smells good, doesn't it? Well, seeing as I haven't had one in a while, definitely doesn't taste like I remember. It's also darker, but it has got leeks in it, and I don't like leeks. But it's not. Yeah, it's got a bit of a funny aftertaste. So, nah, I ain't gonna eat that. I think 8 years is a bit out of date. I might try another one at a later date and put these two together and see if 7 years out of date was better.